I am recording now. So yeah, this is the all hands meeting. Subscribe to our YouTube channel moving forward. What is Whole Washington? We are a nonpartisan 501(c)(4) or 501(c)(3, where we are both. We're incorporated under a 501(c)(4), and we have a fiscal sponsorship for a 501(c)(3), political nonprofit, and charity nonprofit. We are the largest universal healthcare group in Washington. We're the authors of the Washington Health Trust. We have the only universal healthcare bill in the legislature. We are the only universal healthcare group actively building a ballot initiative campaign. More on that later. And we are members of the Healthcare is a Human Right Washington Coalition and Balance Our Tax Code. My name is Thomas Kennedy. I am a mostly lifelong Washingtonian. I live in Seattle. I originally was an electrical engineer. Then I became a teacher, and now I do advocacy work. I have been a volunteer with Whole Washington for 17 months. I'm the social media lead, the 501(c)(3) steering committee co-chair, and a fair amount of other things. And I'm also the Healthcare is a Human Right Washington policy co-chair. So if you have any interest in policy, talk to me. This is just a little pitch as to why our work is important. This is a national poll done by Gallup on whether or not we should have a government-run universal health care program, and it's 66-33. This is a two-thirds, one-third issue. Twice as many people believe in universal health care as do not believe in it. And what's startling is Democrats, it's at 90%, but even among lower income, lower third Republicans, they're 60% in favor of universal health care. So this can be a very bipartisan issue. And now we get to our executive director updates from our executive director, Andre Stackhouse.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining. My name is Andre. I'm the executive director of Whole Washington, and this is my general bio. Just been in Washington my entire life and been with Whole Washington since 2019. So always happy to be in touch. You can email me for whatever's on your mind. I only have one slide, and I have two updates in one slide. So I'll start with this one. Our second Universal Healthcare Gala is in the books. It was on Saturday. I know that some people on this call were there, so seems like folks had a really great time. And I just want to say that it was a massive success in multiple ways. So we had a new venue. I thought it was very, very intimate. I loved how it was lit. And we got about 120 people in there. We are still kind of running the numbers to get a little more detailed on this, but we can already say that it was a financially successful event on about the same level as last year's gala. In other ways, I think it was a much bigger success. So the event ran super smoothly. We had three amazing speakers, including Mayor Wilson, including Representative Scott, and including Representative Lisa Parsley. And I would say they all gave nothing short of complete support for Whole Washington and Whole Washington's priorities. And we definitely came out of there with a few solid next things or sort of priorities checked off. So I won't say anything too detailed other than I did get to have some really good conversations with all three of our guests and believe that we will have more to discuss with them soon. It's also just a really important networking opportunity. I was so happy to see our partners from Progressive Victory able to fill more than an entire table. I can tell you on their behalf that it wasn't the easiest for them, and they came from all over the state. And many of them were actually themselves meeting for the first time. So I think that's what's really special about these events is even people that we may work with a lot, that we know well in a certain sense, maybe new faces to us, maybe a first time that we've actually met. And that applied for me and tons of people that night. And I just loved the energy that everyone brought. And this bottom photo may be one of my favorite photos for the evening, but we did have a photo booth. And so hopefully you'll see lots more fun shots from the evening. We also had a videographer and a photographer for the evening. So I want to give a huge shout out to Amy Storm for planning and coordinating. This is her second gala that she's done for us, and they've both been fantastic. And we are going to make very good use of the donations that came in, and it's going to really be enabling us to have a successful rest of the year. We don't have a next slide to go to, so we're going to stay on this one, but I think that just a couple other things. The next one, and Thomas kind of introduced it by introducing himself as the Healthcare as a Human Right Policy Committee co-chair. And so for folks who need a reminder, Healthcare as a Human Right is a statewide community labor coalition with over 40 member organizations and 20 allied organizations. It includes a lot of labor unions, but also providers like CMAR community health centers and various health boards. So it's a very diverse coalition. It's very large. It has a lot of organizations, some of which are quite powerful. And Whole Washington has been investing a lot of time and energy into this space for quite a few years now. And folks who have been with us for the long ride know that this has been a challenging space for us to work in. We haven't always been in strict alignment with the group. We haven't always had the easiest time working with every single member of this group, but we've built these relationships over a number of years. And at this point, we have been elevated into positions of quite a bit of respect and responsibility. So for some time now, our board chair, Carrie Wallace, who is an active union organizer, was co-chairing Healthcare as a Human Rights Labor Table, which is one of its largest and fastest growing committees. And then earlier this year, really just within the last month or so, Thomas was appointed to co-chair the Policy Committee. We also had Riley Watts, who for a number of years was co-chairing the HUCS Committee, which is their committee that follows the Universal Healthcare Commission. He will be stepping down, but due to his mentorship, we will be filling that position with Jane Grafton. So we have another Whole Washington person on that committee, and actually Sherry McEvoy from Spokane, who is a member of both Healthcare for All Washington as well as Whole Washington, co-chairs that with Jane. And the most recent change to the makeup of the co-chairs is that I was nominated to the steering committee, which has been co-chaired by Nathan Rodkey of Washington Can and Ronnie Shore of Healthcare for All Washington, and now will be co-chaired by myself and Nathan, and there may be another co-chair added soon. But we are now co-chairing every major committee on this coalition, and the timing is very, very critical because we are launching an initiative campaign soon, and we have always seen that the support of this coalition would be very important to that. And from a leadership position, we should be able to build quite a bit more consensus and alignment behind our political priorities, including the ballot initiative. So huge thank you to everyone who has done amazing work in this coalition space, and especially to those who have co-chaired or will be co-chairing any of these committees. And we hope to have more exciting coalition updates as we transition to new leadership and take on the next year of priorities. So those are my updates. Those are my main updates. I'll just throw one more shout out because I don't know if I saw a slide for it, but major priority for the next month. It's Pride Month coming up, so there's lots of opportunities out there. You know, take a look at what's already on the calendar. Start pinging people in Slack about it. Work with your local team. Lots of opportunities, some of which may be on our radar already, some of which may not be at all yet. So take a look at the month of June, see the Pride events out there, and then work with us to figure out how we can bring Whole Washington into those spaces. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, and to follow up on that real quick, we still have Pride money available that has been proportioned over by the board. So we can still do things. If people have local teams available to do local events, We can make that happen. Our next all hands meeting will be in just over a month on June 22nd at 7 p.m. Our board of directors meeting is this week from noon to 2 p.m. On the 21st. You can RSVP on our calendar. Anybody is welcome to join. And for our board, we are actively recruiting an assistant secretary, a treasurer, and potentially at-large members, but definitely those two. So if you have interest in either of those positions, please go to wholewashington.org/apply. Reminder to Tacoma, Pride is on the 11th. Awesome. Yeah, your Pride is
Right.
late. So our fundraising update for April, we got 138 total donations, a $70 average donation, and close to $10,000 raised. Don't have May yet. May is going to be a blowout month because we have the gala on top of our normal fundraising. So that will be exciting next time. Oh, and then a couple other details. Recurring makes up a vast majority of our fundraising right now compared to one time, which is an interesting distinction. We've traditionally been pretty close and even between these, but we got a big recurring donation that helps those that be skewed a little more in that direction that allows us to have more steady income. So, a few other things coming up in the next few weeks. We have this Thursday also the Yakima Medicaid Forum. I'm going to be going out to Yakima. We're going to be partnering up with Yakima Valley Healthcare Defense Partnership to put on this Medicaid Forum and tell people all about both how they can deal with the cuts to Medicaid that are coming and what kind of hope there is for the future. We have the King County meetup on the 24th, so the following Sunday. We have our healthcare workers huddle on the 1st. This is our first one of these, maybe in general, or did I mess up all the dates?
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's change it all the sevens to sixes or fives. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you, Alexa. Let's change that. Yeah, okay. Better. I lost a bullet point, but that's fine. Yeah, this looks way, 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 way better. I was looking for yes. So on June 1st, there is a healthcare workers huddle. This might be our first one ever, or it might be our first in a long time, but this is a very big opportunity. If you are a nurse or a doctor or you work in healthcare, this is a place where you can go and share your experience with the group. And then as Andre alluded to, we have Pride in the Park on June 6th in Seattle. Because all the Pride events are really expensive, this is the main one we're going to and tabling at the other ones, we'll just be walking around with flyers. So we don't have to pay the tabling fee. And then lastly, on the 7th of June, the month that is next, and not 2 months from now, we have meetings in Clark and Whatcom County. So subscribe to our calendar to get emails to weekly event bulletins. And some team updates. So now I got to look at the participant list and see who I'm calling on for these. So first, we have all of our active teams. We have quite a few active teams that meet either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Fundraising, communications, ballot initiative, legislative, phone banking. These are all weekly meetings. They happen every week. We have 5 meetings that do that. Then we have social media, which meets every other week, and regional county coordination, which meets monthly, as well as our labor table, which is through Healthcare is a Human Right, which also meets monthly. And again, you can RSVP to any of these on our website calendar. Social media slackers. uh, our, let's start off with our fundraising update. I don't see Giovanna. So who would be second on fundraising that I could call on? I could call on Andre or myself. go with Andre.
Sure, and I don't necessarily have a ton to say that's not on the slide, but the fundraising team is meeting weekly because it's such a major priority for the rest of the year and to launch a successful initiative campaign. I will say that one of the things that we're doing is taking a much closer look at the metrics and updating them weekly. So, a huge part of what's happening is we are getting our heads around the financials so that we can make better plans. Um, and there is a lot of room for the team to grow. It's maybe about 4 or 5 people right now, but there's lots of ways to be involved, and especially if you happen to have experience writing grants, fundraising for political campaigns or nonprofits. That's the most useful experience, but really, if you can write an email, really, if you can keep track of a deadline, if you can make a phone call, there's lots of work to do and plenty of room to learn and grow as we all are. Fundraising is something that has not traditionally been a strength of Whole Washington and that we have really kind of learned through necessity, and we continue to do that. So join the team and learn with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are meetings are Mondays at noon. We had one earlier today, and we're looking really for people who can help us looking for and writing grants, and anybody with nonprofit finance experience would be very helpful. That takes us to the legislative and commission team, which meets Thursdays at 11 a.m. every week. We are currently still prepping for the next stakeholder meeting. Andre, is that the right date for the next stakeholder meeting?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. Invites for that should be coming out to the relevant people. For those who don't know what our stakeholder meetings are, we have a meeting set up through Senator Hasagawa to bring in more voices around pieces of legislation. And last year we had 5 stakeholder bills, and this year we're using a lot of our stakeholder space to both reform the Washington Health Trust and to refine those bills even further so that they can succeed. And somebody in chat, Jen P, says might be able to put us in touch with a grant writer. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, we are.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, who should I reach out to for that?
I would reach out to Andre, who is in here. Andre at wholewashington.org would be perfect.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, and you can also check out the fundraising channel in the Slack. That'd be another place.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you. That's who I was talking to you about, Andre, at the gala about
Oh, nice.
about meeting with Lisa as well. So
Awesome. Well, thank you, thank you. And then otherwise, we're looking at different ways to secure endorsements and patients over profits pledges from candidates. Many of these pictures are from Andre. Recently went to a Fuse event, a Fuse Washington event, and there were a bunch of candidates there, all of whom signed the Patients Over Profits pledge, at least all the ones who are pictured on the left here with pledges in their hands. And then Sean Scott signed it about 5 months ago in November or December of last year. And that brings us to more updates. We have already received, this list has been updated since I even put this on here. We've gotten another 2 since I made this morning. So our list is close to 30 candidates and elected officials, including some people currently in office who are running for higher office, like Cindy Ryu in LD32. We had 4 come in yesterday and another 2 today. So really, really, really powerful. Anyone in LD3? I don't see any LD3s on this list at the moment. Which brings us to reach out to your local elected officials. If you are in an LD that currently does not have somebody who is endorsing universal health care, you might have somebody who is willing to do so. And they will only do so if they are reached out to by somebody, especially a constituent, that they want to represent. So please do so. Also, I just wanted to shout out the only person that Bernie Sanders, the universal healthcare fan, endorsed in Washington State was Jalen Scott, who is one of our endorsers, which was really, really exciting and cool. And that brings us to our communications team. Rhonda is not here, so who else is high on the communications list besides me? Yeah, okay, this one might be me too. So, what's our messaging strategy right now? We're trying to support the initiative and try to get endorsements for Whole Washington. The other big initiatives we're working on are the frequently asked questions section on our website, and responses to opposition is something that our communications lead has been working on quite a bit, and we're going to hopefully be able to put that on the website soon. Upcoming content, we're expanding the blog. We use WordPress for a website, and it has a blog tool, and we have really not used it very much. We have a lot of writers who want to get their word out. And so we want to write more, not only press releases, but just posts about universal healthcare. Become a little bit more of a trusted source. And then an initiative press kit. This is all gearing up for a potential to start gathering signatures a little less than a year from now. And we also are still continuing to work on improving the value of the newsletter. We had a wonderful feature about one of our volunteers, Morgan, who is not here. But really cool feature in that. And we also put in the priority jobs and roles section so we can hopefully recruit some people, just like we were recruiting in chat here just earlier. And so that's a lot of exciting stuff there. And then lastly, for the communications team, we are still working on rebranding or branding our publications. We have a lot of new publications like the blog and the bulletin that don't have like snazzy names yet. And we bandied about probably 20 to 30 names. We're still trying to find one. We worked on a state convention resolution that we're hoping makes it all the way through the convention process. And it's about deprivatizing, taking private insurance companies out of public healthcare administration. And lastly, a redesign of our Take Action page so that hopefully people who are tabling at events can easily point people to where they want to go, pledge to sign, and join the movement. That brings it to another team. Yeah, there's my face, so this is me. Social media, we have close to daily videos across our different platforms. If you're on Reddit, please join our subreddit at r/Whole Washington. It's really become a place where we get quite a bit of engagement. And you can come to the meetings to learn more. We talk a lot about social media strategy, how we can work together, how we can share content, what are good ideas for content, that kind of thing. And we're on all these platforms. It's a lot of platforms. And that brings us to our ballot initiative team. I'm gonna punt this one to whom? Let's go with Catherine. Yeah, you're off mic.
Okay.
Catherine.
Right. I have not met all of these meetings because I'm also meeting with my dysfunctional charter review commission on Wednesdays for till through the end of May. I think they're supposed to be done, but I don't think they'll be done. Anyway, but I know they're meeting to try to get ready, and I know one of the things that I brought up was, do they really need to meet every Wednesday? Probably not. That usually comes closer to, but so maybe either every other or probably every other would be fine. But because there's a lot of work to do to get ready for the initiative and be able to figure out how to get supplies and everything to the four corners of Washington State. So if you like doing that kind of stuff, please join us because that'll be the big part. Getting everything out there.
Yeah, and recruiting the organizational help. Yeah, logistics,
Mhm.
absolutely. Logistics are something we're going to need to worry about, particularly around if we're planning for 2027 around the start of the year. But
Mhm.
otherwise, reaching
Oh,
out,
but
I
uh,
just put up a little spreadsheet on DSA chapters. Like, we should be able to fill all this in. We should be able to go out to Indivisibles and get all those on board. Local coalitions, like I'm involved with Between the Ridges in Yakima, and getting them on board with this is one of my hopes for that partnership. And so, any connections you can get for us. Jen asked, "What can I do in Walla Walla?" Connect us to groups there. That's absolutely something that everybody here can do. Everybody has a group around them, and we need allies.
well, the other thing too, the gal who's in Walla Walla,
Jen.
Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in Walla Walla, but
No,
I'm originally from there,
yeah.
and I have a lot of family that's still there.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah, I think we still need a lead in that area. Is that right, Thomas?
I
But
think
the
we
most
just recruited a lead, a person who wants to be the lead, but they're still spinning it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So getting a lead in every region, you can go, I don't know if the map is available, but
Yeah,
getting
where
a
is it?
lead in every
There.
region, yeah, is well is that oh okay.
Yeah.
Is the most important thing. So yeah, I know that Walla Walla and Tri-Cities area, we have in Tri-Cities we have a bunch of volunteers, and I know we've had a couple in the past in Walla Walla. Um, but and then having a regional leader there that all those people can go to is just the biggest thing. So from now until, for the next until like next May 1st would be when we realistically be starting to collect signatures. It's just developing the relationships and looking at the plan. What is the plan for being able to get supplies to people and get uh, petitions turned back in.
Yep. All right.
So,
Thank you, Catherine.
mhm.
Now it brings us to our data and tech team. There's got to be a data person here. I see Patty. I don't know if Patty wants to share. Who's Janet's occasionally. None of our super. There's no hopes here or anything.
Do you know how it's been going with them with the Google Meets instead of having to use Zoom?
Yeah, okay. I'll do the data one too. I also go to those meetings. How does it work with the Google Meets? It's been great. The biggest downside of Google Meets is like I just hearted Kimberly's message there. I don't know how to do that in Google Meets.
No.
That's my biggest problem with the Google Meets. Everything else works just fine. Uh,
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a work thing and they don't want you to be doing that on the job.
So, we
Okay.
meet, the data and tech team kind of meets every week at 10:30 because we have weekly stand-up meetings, but we only have like real meetings once a month, and our next one's going to be on June 5th. So if you're available at Fridays at 10:30 a.m., you can come to a tech meeting, a data and tech meeting. And most of what we've been doing is rolling out the whole Washington emails. We're trying to create a process for people to apply to get one. We're trying to figure out who should get one, what level of volunteer they should be, who are the admins. I'm going to be one of the admins, so I need to figure out how to get into the admin console for that. And so that's mostly what we've been working on. But what's the fallout of this? Many of you who are working on our teams are going to get a whole Washington email. Yes, that includes you, AON or Brian. You guys are getting whole Washington emails soon. Yep, that's most of what Data and Tech has been working on. That brings us to regional. I don't see Jen, other Jen here, not Jen P, who is the head on that. We have our next meeting. This is only a monthly meeting, but we have our next meeting on Wednesday. We are working on just spinning up more teams. Like we would love to get Skagit County and Walla Walla County and Yakima County. I know Yakima and Walla Walla are in the wings. Island County even. I guess technically there's already a check mark there. But we're getting these teams spun up to full. I would love to have a Port Angeles team, whatever that county's called.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're still working on that, and that's what we talk about at those meetings is how to empower the people who are county leads, and the county leads share what's working for them and what isn't. If that's of interest to you, show up at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Phone banking team, scroll to Wesley. Darn, Wesley is not here.
Who's there?
This needs to be me again. Okay, so phone
This is
banking
all new
team.
people? No.
Yeah, I don't see
Kidding.
Carrie. I don't see Wesley. I don't see the
Yeah,
people
Carrie
who I know
can't.
there.
Monday nights are her daughter's drum lessons.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
So, phone banking team meets on Sundays from 2 to 4 p.m. I majorly admire Wesley for volunteering for a long shift at the gala and then doing this the next day. Respect to him. Uh, Phone banking is working on growing. I described this to my wife this way. When you call the people who you're calling in this, they're not angry that you're calling. They're like, "Oh, really? There's something happening? Cool." Like this is really nice phone calling, and there is absolutely a script for it, and you can join the call along with everybody else and talk about what's working and what isn't, or who you're gonna contact next. They made over 100 calls last week, and they found 6 new phone bankers this week. So that is very exciting for that team. The more people we can call, the more people we can get engaged and having fun at our events. And we're nearing the end already. Feels good. Okay, so just a little bit. If you're new to Whole Washington and you want to get started, one of the ways we recommend, maybe the best way, is to get active in your county. So if your county is already active, if I go back here, in one of these places with green check marks, then you have an active county team that you can contact the lead of. You can join the Slack, any of that, and talk to them. And that would be awesome. If you don't have one, consider starting one, and we don't leave you alone. It's not like start something and then we just push you away. No, we have a volunteer coordinator, Jen, who will walk you through, give you a packet of information, online packet of information, to be prepared to run your first meeting, to plan everything, and she will hold your hand and help you get that new team set up. And then lastly, we do build web pages for our local teams. Just to pop over to our website real quick. If you have not found this, if you scroll to the bottom of our website, you can see our active teams all clickable down here. So if I want to know when the next King County event is, I can scroll down here and see that it's the King County Monthly Meetup. So this is a really, really powerful tool and a great way for anyone to get involved. There's also a map on the Slack Actions play. Oh yeah, I forgot we added that. That's awesome. So if you're on the Slack, if you go to our Actions page, which you can get to just by clicking on Actions at the top here, we have a map of Washington with our local teams that are established, and you can click on them and it takes you to the county page also. We're hoping to get more of those maps on the page in the future that are clickable. It's part of one of the things the data and tech team are working on to further the update, is putting more of these on websites. So thank you to Hope Beck for making this one. And to pop back to our all hands, that brings us to the end of the all hands meeting. Are there any questions? And I'm going to stop the recording.